On behalf of the United States Mint and the National Women's History Museum, welcome everyone to Historic Change, celebrating the life and legacy of Celia Cruz and the new Celia Cruz Quarter. We are delighted that you're here. At this moment, we ask everyone to please silence your cell phones and stand for the national anthem. Performed by Celia Cruz Bronx High School of Music's award-winning jazz ensemble, 4 trained vocals, under the direction of Miss Jacqueline Berglund. Please welcome to the stage, Dr. Fernando Delgado, President of Lehman College.
Fantastic, right? For those who wonder if Celia Cruz left a legacy. Saludos and good afternoon. Welcome to Lehman College and the Lehman Center for Performing Arts. I am Fernando Delgado. I have the distinct honor of serving as Lehman College's president, and on behalf of the entire college community, I have the pleasure of welcoming you to our campus. I also bring you greetings from our chancellor, Felix Matos Rodriguez, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today, although it would have warmed his heart to be here in this part of the celebration, but he sends his salutations and greetings to you as well. I'd like to acknowledge that we do have some colleagues from our CUNY Central staff here, as well as CUNY trustee Ermina Palacio, and a dear role model for me, Lehman College President Emeritus Ricardo Fernandez. or as I like to refer to him, the senior partner in the presidency of Lehman College. For nearly 6 decades, Lehman College has been the public four-year institution of higher education in the Bronx, and we are proudly designated as a Hispanic-serving institution and minority-serving institution. Our goal here is to combine access and opportunity with academic rigor and quality to produce student success, high achievement, and an outstanding record of social mobility. We are recognized as third in the nation for economic mobility for our students, a top producer of underrepresented graduates in STEM fields, a top producer of underrepresented students in business fields, and a top producer of underrepresented students in nursing in the nation. We are also regularly identified as a top 5 or top 10 Hispanic-serving institution in the United States. But this is a momentous occasion, and I would like to thank our co-sponsors, the U.S. Mint, the National Women's History Museum, Telemundo Network, and of course, our Bronx neighbors and partners at Celia Cruz Bronx High School of Music. I'd also like to extend a heartfelt bienvenidos to the family and friends of Celia Cruz and to our other honored guests. It is an important moment for us to see one of our icons, Celia Cruz, who performed here on several occasions, honored and commemorated in this fashion, and it is a pleasure to simply be part of this celebration. Thank you all for joining us. Y adelante.
Please welcome the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa L. Gibson.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Buenos tardes a todos, bienvenidos. Welcome to the Boogie Down Bronx. Welcome to Lehman College. Welcome to our Lehman Performing Arts Center. What an honor to be with all of you today for such an important milestone recognition as we come together to celebrate the life and legacy of Celia Cruz. Let me take this moment to recognize our incredible president of Lehman College, President Dr. Fernando Delgado, our CUNY Chancellor, Dr. Felix Matos Rodriguez, our New York City Public Schools Deputy Chancellor, Melissa Aviles Ramos, our high school superintendent, Fred Walsh, the Celia Cruz Foundation, to all of my colleagues in government, our New York City Department of Cultural Affairs Commissioner, Lori Cumbo, to the Celia Cruz High School of Music, let me also acknowledge the United States Mint, the National Women's History Museum, and all of you. Round of applause. So we are so excited to be here today as we officially commemorate the release of the Celia Cruz United States coin. The life and legacy of Celia Cruz resonates here in the heart of our borough, in the city of New York, and beyond. Celia Cruz was known affectionately as the Queen of Salsa. Wepa. She was a true icon whose impact resonates deeply within our community and here in our borough. She was not just a remarkable artist, but she was a powerful voice for the Latino community, for Latinas, for Afro-Americans, and for everyone with a symbol of joy, resilience, and cultural pride. She was born in Havana, Cuba Anybody from Cuba, make some noise. A proud Afro-Latina, her journey was not without its challenges. She faced adversity and a number of barriers, but yet she persevered. She turned her pain into purpose and her storm into strength. Her infectious energy and her remarkable voice, creativity brought rhythms of salsa in life, rejuvenating our audiences worldwide, making her a cultural ambassador to our community. Celia Cruz's influence right here in our borough is undeniable. She helped to shape the landscape of our music genre, inspiring generations of artists and musicians. Her music transcended multiple languages, Inglés y Español, connecting people from all walks of life, fostering a sense of community, of togetherness, and shared identity. She reminded us that music has the power to heal and bring joy and happiness in the toughest of times. Beyond her musical genius, she was a champion of cultural pride. She embraced her Afro-Latina, Cuban roots and celebrated the richness of her heritage, encouraging others to do the same. And as a borough, we celebrate our beautiful diversity because the Bronx is a beautiful mosaic of different cultures and nationalities coming together. She taught us to celebrate who we are, to be authentic about who we are, unapologetic in our true blessings. This afternoon, as we join the Celia Cruz Foundation and the Celia Cruz High School for Music, we honor Celia. We honor her commitment, her compassion, her dedication, her legacy of love that inspires generations. We continue to uplift the voices of so many of our artists and future artists that are right here in this great borough and this city. We want to make sure that through this U.S. coin that we are commemorating today, the life and legacy of Celia Cruz will last for generations to come. Celia once said, "La vida es un carnaval," and indeed, life is a carnival. Life is a celebration. So let us not just celebrate her music, but let us celebrate her spirit of togetherness, of community, and what she embodied as an incredible artist, Celia Cruz, the queen of salsa. So I want to thank the foundation and everyone involved in today's event, but most particularly, I want to recognize the family and friends of Celia Cruz, all of the incredible people that were a part of her life and legacy, from her producers, the musicians, the dancers, the hairstylists, the makeup artists that made her look so beautiful, like the queen that she always was. Thank you for the role that you played in making Celia Cruz an incredible pioneer and icon here in the Bronx and beyond. It is my honor to work closely with the Celia Cruz High School of Music. They are an incredible team of talented young people. When you see these young people perform, it should inspire you to know that our young people are ambitious, bold, courageous, committed, driven, creative. They are fearless leaders filled with promise and potential for a better tomorrow. They are our leaders of today and tomorrow. We don't give up on our young people, Bronx. We celebrate and uplift our young people, and we give them spaces so they can shine like the stars that they are. Celia Cruz High School for Music, thank you for being a part of my profession as your borough president. They have performed for many of our events, and I am always honored to give them the stages that they rightfully deserve, right? That's what Celia Cruz stood for. That's why we honor the Queen of Salsa, because that's what she stood for, investing in young people, encouraging them, motivating them to be their very best, and to reshape the narrative of what we see in our young people. We see promise, potential, and hope for a better tomorrow. So in recognition of this day in which we commemorate the official Celia Cruz U.S. coin, let me recognize and honor this day, Friday, September 27th, as Celia Cruz Day here in the great borough of the Bronx. Thank you so much to the family. Thank you to the Celia Cruz Foundation. Que Dios te bendiga. Gracias a todos. Let us celebrate Celia Cruz. Azúcar! Azúcar! Thank you so much. I want to recognize Ormir Pardillo from the Celia Cruz Foundation. Thank you so much, everyone. Gracias a todos.
Welcome back to the stage, 4 trained vocals. Please welcome to the stage producer, author, entrepreneur, humanitarian, and Emmy, Grammy, Golden Globe, Oscar, and Tony-winning performer, Whoopi Goldberg.
All right. Thank you. Let me explain why I'm here. I know it seems unusual. Well, it might. All right. Celia Cruz, for me, gave me so much as a youth because I hadn't seen anybody that sounded like her, that looked like her, who didn't care what other people thought. She didn't care if other people got it. What she wanted to do was give. And everything she gave, I received. I grew up in Chelsea, which is downtown. And we were very, very mixed group. We had everything. Name it, we had it in our neighborhood. But you know what everybody had? Regardless of where they came from or who they were, everybody played Celia Cruz. Everybody, everybody. And when I got to meet her, I was not together. No, I wasn't, because I didn't know what to do. Because there was this woman who was magnificent, who let me understand that in order to be present, you had to know who you were and stand tall. She was never like this, she never was this. When they came for her, she stood tall. When they talked about her, she stood tall. Nothing made her bend. That's how I wanted to be. And when I met her, I finally was able to say that to her. I want to be like you. She said no, in Spanish. She basically said, be you. Be the best you. Because that's where the power is. When you're your best you, nobody can take that. So to be here to celebrate her on a coin, finally, I don't know what took so long, but it took long and now we have it. And that's what's important. So, when y'all are walking around, check your coins. See who's on your money, because the faces are changing. The faces are changing. Don't throw those coins away. Put them in a jar. Put them somewhere. When people tell you pennies don't matter, just laugh in their face, because they matter to us. These coins are everything because they represent people's hard-earned cash. And if it's in little coins or in giant dollars, doesn't matter. You earned it. So keep an eye on your money and see what's going on. Give it to your kids. They won't understand what it is. Little kids go, well, what is this? Because they're used to seeing things or not even seeing real coins. We have to teach them. Because the pictures that are going to start appearing on these coins, baby, the U.S. has never seen this before. So I'm thrilled to be here. I want to say I'm going to turn my back for 1 second. Y'all are the bomb. Y'all are the bomb. What you're doing What they're doing is what we need. We need to see us everywhere. So I know they were shushing y'all, but when you see people who are doing what you love seeing, honor them, yell, yes, you, baby, you are there. Yeah, yeah. So, thank you for letting me come and take up your time. Let us once again scream, Azúcar! Azúcar! Azúcar!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our program the Director of the United States Mint, the Honorable Ventris C. Gibson.
Silver and gold have I none, but yes, I do. Thank you, and what a joyous occasion for us to celebrate a first in our lives, Celia Cruz. It is my honor as a first African American to lead the United States Mint. My father reared us on saying, good, better, best, never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. And I have to tell you that serving in this position as the Director of the United States Mint, not only does it mean something to us as women, as minorities, but more importantly, serving the American people. And as Whoopi said, we are changing the landscape of coins. While George Washington is good, Lincoln is great, and Jefferson, Celia is something we know well. Thank you. You know, when we talk about first in our lives, the American Women Quarters program was a program authorized by Congress. And from that, we were able to build, out of 11,000 women submitted for consideration, 20 women over a 4-year period. We started with Nina Atoro Warren, who was a suffragist. We also seconded that with Jovita Idar, and now Celia Cruz, the first Afro-Latina. And we have more to come, more to come. We just are starting to put out in 2025 the trilogy of the comics. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Yay. Because now it's time for us, while we have a certain demographics who collect coins, I want us as the United States Mint to reach you. So we're doing youth on coins, youth in sports. We're bringing about different ethnicities, women and men from the LGBTQ plus communities. We want, and persons with disabilities. We want to celebrate that not only is Latino, Hispanic history, American history, but Asian history is American history. Black history is American history. We have built a wonderful nation. We have built from our 1776 days to present. It is about time that we appear on coins. We contribute to the economy of this nation. I leave you with this. One of the things that Celia did is she never gave up. Even in adversity, she pressed on. As we grow and mature, and as we realize the dreams we are passionate about, don't ever give up. Stay the course. because if you're passionate about what you want to do, you will do as much as you can, legitimately so, to get there. When we hear the beautiful music, when I hear the cheers, when I think about Celia Cruz, who meant so much to me, and I can say that I did not know her personally, but I knew her music. I was in the Navy, stationed in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and her music on the weekends would blast from our canvases and near the Caribbean. Can you imagine this backdrop? I know you want to be there, but hang with me a second. I was young, I was beautiful, I was single. Oh, thank you. I'm still single. But thank you so much, and that's where I learned to play dominoes. And that was 52 years ago. Stay the course. It's been a wonderful journey for me. I will pray always that it's a great journey for you as well. Many blessings. Azuka!
Hello everyone, I am Ariana DeBose, and a very special hola como estas to the students of the Celia Cruz High School of Music. Make some noise! I just wanted to say a quick hello and send my love. I'm so glad you all are here to celebrate our queen, La Diosa Celia Cruz, and to celebrate her quarter. She has a quarter. You are truly a queen when you have a quarter. I just wanted to tell you all a very quick fun fact. The music, her music, was part of the soundtrack that got me through the shooting of West Side Story. I listened to it every day, and the sound of her voice, her words, her energy, they empowered me to keep going in moments that I felt down or were filled with self-doubt. She energized me, she empowered me, and I hope that the next generation and the generation after that and the generation after that will continue to find inspiration through her music and celebrate her life like you all are helping to do today. So thank you for being here. I love you mucho.
Please welcome Susan D. Whiting, Chair of the Board of Directors of the National Women's History Museum.
Hello, good afternoon, buenas tardes. So excited to be here today to join in the celebration for Celia Cruz. And I just want to tell you a little bit about what the National Women's History Museum does. Today is a perfect example. What we do is take stories of women's accomplishments in our American history, highlight them, write biographies, spread the news, educate, and in that way, build respect from men and women, boys and girls, for women's accomplishments. And all of this is to fill in the missing history that we have, because we are missing that. You know, women are 51% of the population, and 1% of the historical references in textbooks and in programs and in monuments and parks, etc. But all of this is starting to change, and a lot of the work we do, which is digital, meaning you can find us online at womenshistory.org, 24 hours a day, anywhere you live, totally accessible and free. And all of that helps to tell these stories. One of the other ways we do this is this incredible program in partnership with the American Women's Quarters Program and the U.S. Mint. And we have been a leading partner in helping to select the 20 women on these quarters. It's been a phenomenal journey. Scholars, historians, many people involved, but also the public. And we built a website to gather suggestions for those, and had 11,000 suggestions from the public of women who deserved recognition, and that all had to get narrowed down to 20. But honoring women like Celia Cruz and doing these programs across the United States in small towns and in New York City is really what this program is about. And it allows us to recognize so many people, and most importantly, to tell this story through things like quarters in a way that everybody in the United States potentially can touch it. I've talked about why representation matters. It really does. And one of the ways we're doing this clearly is on the quarters. All of this work goes to empower all of the wonderful students we have, young people, to see what's possible, to understand the true stories of all these women who have gone before. You might know their name, you might not, but you definitely don't know everything about them. And so today's program will be an example of where you'll learn a lot more about why people who came before us have lessons for us now. All this is part of our call to action at the National Women's History Museum to highlight these stories, make sure everybody knows about women's contributions, and we complete our American history. We inspire everyone who's coming now by knowing what's possible. I couldn't possibly follow Whoopi Goldberg's remarks, but she told you what this means, and that's just one example. So imagine this happening 20 times in different towns and places, and how many people have been impacted. So we're committed to this journey. We hope you'll join us. We hope you'll come see the stories we tell on our website, and we'll continue this work and hope to see you another time with another honoree. But now what I'd like to do is introduce our next speaker, who is Monica Gil, who is the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer and Chief Marketing Officer of Telemundo. And Monica is a leading Latina. She's been recognized in the business world and in all other spaces as somebody who champions women, stories, the news, obviously at Telemundo. And I've had the honor of working with her for many years. She's on our board of directors. And with that, I would like to introduce Monica Gil.
Hola, hola, buenas tardes, everybody. We are so happy to be here. Thank you on behalf of Telemundo and also as a member of the board. What a special day it is today, really. Think about it. We are honoring our queen, Celia. So I'm super excited to be here. As you have heard from many of the speakers, when we hear about Celia, we know that, yes, she was a legend. She's a voice that we all grew up with. But how can you not think about her spirit? That unapologetic presence, that she transcended boundaries, and she's united generations. And she continues to do so today, as you all can see. She was one of those giants who truly inspires us to be present every single day. As you all know, and you guys have heard, her passion, it was contagious, and her joy, it truly was unstoppable. She's transformed perceptions, she challenged stereotypes, and through her music, she gave us permission. She gave us permission to be our true selves, valiant, proud, and unafraid. She is the best of Latino heritages. She inspires me, allowed me to be who I want to be, the way that we move, the way that we speak, and the way that we celebrate our identity. And her message, it was very clear. We can embrace every part of who we are, everything that makes us Latinos, our language, our rhythm, our skin, and we can use it to uplift communities wherever we go. Now, as I think about Celia, she enabled and emboldened us to create meaningful change. She empowered us to be the story and the storytellers of our own lives. We take that very seriously at Telemundo, as you can imagine, to tell stories that are untold, that can help us better understand the past and shape our present, to put inclusive stories, those stories that allow for us to see ourselves, and it also allows us to see others more clearly. She allowed us to bring inspiring stories that spark imagination and that truly show us what is possible. And that is how I feel as I stand here, and I know that so many students are here today. You know, if you think about it, as I look and I see that the Celia Cruz Bronx School of Music is here today, I feel an overwhelming sense of hope. And I'm reminded that the next music legend or cultural icon might be in this very room, right? Actually, they might not be. They are in this very room. And as I think about it, you know, that's what today is really all about. It's about celebrating that possibilities that Celia represents. I'm incredibly grateful to the National Women's History Museum, and you'll be hearing from Rosie Rios as well, that really helped push this forward and make this possible, whose vision, it ensures that Celia's legacy is permanently imprinted forever as a beloved American icon, and as this emblematic quarter travels from hand to hand, she will always be there. To the family of Celia Cruz, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing Celia with us, for all of us, and for making sure that we are here today at this very moment. La vida sí sigue siendo un carnaval, as Celia would probably agree, y con mucha azúcar. Gracias.
Yo quiero que me recuerden así muy alegre, muy medio dicharachera, feliz, una mujer que le gustó mucho lo que hizo en su vida, una buena amiga, una buena hermana, una buena esposa y una buena de todo con mucha azúcar.
¿Cuál será ese? ¿Cuál será ese?
Please welcome the 43rd Treasurer of the United States and Chair of America 250, the Honorable Rosie Rios.
How do you follow that? I can't tell you how much I've been dreaming about today. Aunque soy mexicana, hoy me siento cubana. Today is truly one of those days when money has much more value than ever. When I was Treasurer of the United States for 8 years under President Obama, I initiated and led the efforts to place the portrait of a woman on our Federal Reserve notes for the first time in US history. Hopefully you remember in 2016 when we made the announcement about Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Obviously, we still have our work ahead of us. And sometimes the struggle is the story. But I'm not here because of my job. I am here because of my purpose and my passion. I knew I wasn't going to stop with putting women just on our currency. In 2016, I proposed the American Women on Quarter series. And 5 very painful years later, that legislation finally passed in 2020, thanks to one of my champions, Congresswoman Barbara Lee. When the first quarter was released in January of 2022, featuring Maya Angelou, yes, she was the first African-American woman to be featured on our coin and currency. Today, we are celebrating another icon from nuestra comunidad, another inspiration for all the girls and boys out there who still believe that anything is possible. And as the first Afro-Latina to be featured on our coin or currency, as you have heard today, Celia Cruz deserves this. I have so many fabulous memories of listening to Celia and watching her on our black and white TV with my mom. My mom came from Mexico to the United States in 1958 and raised all 9 of us as a single parent. With the grace of God and our Catholic village, she sent all 9 of us off to college. She passed away recently, but she knew this day was coming. I feel her with me now, and she and Celia are smiling down on all of us. Both Celia and my mom believe that anything is possible in this great country, and so do I. I have never been more proud to be Latina. And as one of the fastest growing demographics in the United States, Latinos will continue to make history, and I see so many of our future leaders here today. In 2 years, our country will celebrate and commemorate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, known as the semi-quincentennial. As chair of America 250, the Congressional Commission planning this historical milestone on behalf of this great country, my goal is to make as many Americans as possible feel like this is the land of opportunity all over again. Today is one of those days when I still believe that the American dream is still achievable, that we live in a meritocracy, that if you work hard like Celia and my mom and my kids, that dreams really do come true. And today I say to all of you, dare to dream. It is now my pleasure to introduce someone whom you may know, who could not join us in person but would like to share a few words. Gloria Estefan was also a super fan of Celia, and she and Emilio worked very closely, obviously with her, to spread her music, her energy, and her joy around the world. Gloria is our official America 250 ambassador for Miami, and while she could not be here today, she made a video just for you. Thank you to all of you for celebrating this special day together with all of us, and now, here is Gloria.
Mi gente, tenemos sandunga en el quarter americano con Celia Cruz, la primera afrolatina de tener este honor de esta índole. Sigue viva en nuestros corazones Celia a través de tantas formas musicalmente, los recuerdos que tenía de ella como persona, como ser humano, una persona que era lo más sencillo del mundo y en un escenario no tenía edad y realmente fue una inspiración para mí, profesionalmente y personalmente. Así que yo, celebrando a mi Celia, azúcar.
Please welcome to the stage our panelist, as well as our moderator for today's discussion, the Bronx's own actress and producer, Gina Torres, with her fan-favorite character of Jessica Pearson on Suits. Torres broke boundaries when in 2019 she became the first Afro-Latina to create, star in, and produce a TV series, Pearson. A trailblazer on and off screen, Torres speaks often on the importance of diversity and inclusivity in the media and uses her free time to mentor up-and-coming Latinx and Afro-Latinx talent.
Hola a todos, buenas tardes, bienvenidos. It's so good to see everybody. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. It is my honor to be able to moderate this, with this beautiful panel in honor and in celebration de nuestra beloved reina de la salsa, Celia. This is particularly personal and special for me because I grew up not too far from here in the Bronx on 172nd Street where Hawkstone dead ends onto Walton Avenue. That's right. All right, a little something for Walton Avenue. And as I grew up in those streets, music was everywhere. Music was spilling out of windows, it was spilling out of cars, it was a part of our lives. And like so many here, Celia was a part of the soundtrack of my life. And nothing cut through all that walla, 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 like the sound of Celia's voice. And you would hear, eh mama, eh mama, eh mama, eh mama. And that was the party you wanted to be at, because you knew something was going down, right? Celia was Cuban. Celia was black. Celia was home. I saw in her myself. I saw my family, and I saw what was possible. And that's why we're here today. So, let me introduce to you this beautiful, distinguished panel. And I will start with the Honorable Ventrice C. Gibson. Yes, hey. Was nominated by President Biden and unanimously confirmed by the U.S. Senate to serve as the 40th Director of the United States Mint. Yes, you can clap for that. She is the first African American to lead the U.S. Mint, the largest mint in the world, and as Mint Director, she leads an organization of approximately 1,600 employees with responsibilities ranging from securing the assets entrusted to the Mint to the design, manufacturing, and distribution of circulating precious metal and collectible coins and national medals. I had the glasses in my hand and I didn't use them. Okay, I'm back now. Jennifer Herrera is Vice President of External Affairs for the National Women's History Museum, where she oversees all public affairs, communications, and signature partnerships, including Glass Ceiling Breaker, Women Vote, Women Win, and the museum's role as a consultant to the U.S. Mint on the American Women's Quarters Program. Jennifer has extensive leadership advocacy and organizing experience in causes directly affecting women's rights and women's health and safety, including leading the Virginia chapter of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America for over 5 years. Thank you. National Women's History Museum Ambassador, Gloria Calderon Collette, is an award-winning writer, producer, director, actress, activist, and the proud daughter of Cuban immigrants. She was an executive producer, co-creator.
Okay.
Dale.
Okay.
All right, but I'm not done yet. This hyphenate, come on, let's keep going. She was an executive producer, co-creator, co-showrunner, director, and actress on the Emmy-winning sitcom One Day at a Time. Her critically acclaimed Amazon original series, With Love, which I suggest you watch, released its second season in 2023. Gloria has been honored as an industry leader by The Hollywood Reporter and was named one of Time Magazine's top Latino leaders in the US for 2023. Oh, I'm not done.
No, that's fine. That's enough. You get it.
No, I'm not done.
You can Google. Tú puedes Google. Let's talk about Celia.
Her
Let's
new
go to-
play, ay, cállate ya. Her new play, one of the good ones, premiered at the Pasadena Playhouse in March 2024, which I saw. It's fantastic. And will make its San Diego Old Globe Theater debut this coming May. And if you haven't figured out, she's a dear friend of mine, and she's a damn good time. Gloria Collette. And certainly last but not least, Omer Pardillo Cid. The manager and executor of the Celia Cruz estate. Under his guidance, the Queen of Salsa obtained the best contracts of her career and was firmly placed as an icon of popular Latin music around the world. His vision and the trust, affection, and respect that Celia came to feel for him, considering him a son, allowed the Guarachera de Cuba to project a renewed, modern, and breakthrough image in accordance with the changing times. Omer continues to share Celia's legacy with audiences and fans throughout. All right. Well, let's start with Director Gibson. Director Gibson, Celia Cruz, this quarter is the 14th in the American Women's Quarters program. Can you tell us more about this incredible program and why Celia was chosen?
Certainly, Congress authorized and the President approved having women on quarters for the first time in American history. We worked collaboratively with the Smithsonian, the Women's History Museum, a bipartisan group on the Hill. And in designing, we put out a survey. 11,000 women came forward as nominees. There was a process. Some of it is not as happy as you think. First, the women had to be deceased. As they say, unalive these days. You just never know, right? Secondly, they had to be trailblazers. They had to be of various ethnic and race backgrounds, and they had to be American citizens. Once that happened, and going through a process, 20 women were selected, Celia Cruz being one. And we began to work with not only the museums, the Commission on Fine Arts, as well as Omer, and with our designers and artists, and designed the coin that you see now. Her smile and azuca, which is the first time Spanish language has occurred on a United States coin.
Yes.
It's interesting, one last comment. Last year, when we unveiled the design of Celia's, along with the 4 other women, we were asked to appear on Good Morning America. So I appeared on there to talk about them, and everyone says, well, when is Celia coming out? When is Celia? And I said, well, we have to be fair to all. But I said, you will know when she comes out, especially the New York market.
Love that.
Oh, one thing, we've distributed 161 million nationwide.
Yes. Jennifer, you've led the National Women's History Museum's work on this program. Can you share what that was like behind the scenes of the selection process?
Yeah, it was really inspiring. We were tasked with trying to recommend 20 women from American history to be on quarters in this remarkable program. And it felt really infinite when we first got the call. And then the team of people that were, trying to go through the recommendations. I will repeat what Director Gibson just said. 11,000 names came in. And when you have 11,000 names and 20 coins, you realize that, A, you have your work cut out for you, but really, women deserve this space on our coins. This should have happened a long time ago, but women really deserve to be in all places of knowledge and power, including our currency, including in our museums. And going back to your question, it was tough. But what we found 20 women that really we think speak to the spirit of many other women and all of the other trailblazers that came in their various fields. So fun, it was challenging. Sometimes we felt like we were pitting women against other women, but we were really proud of these 20 that we have, and we hope that when you reach into your pockets and you see a name you might not recognize, that you'll try to find out more and learn her story.
Beautifully done, yes. It's a lot of women. Omer, dime algo.
What can I tell you?
I would love to discuss Celia as both a person and a performer. And who better than you? Please, could you share something about Celia and what it was like being her manager?
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm honored to be in your presence. And I know that Celia Cruz, the moment that we got the news, she must be happy in heaven, because she probably came from Cuba, as my friend Raymond Garcia says, with few coins in her pocket. Mm-hmm. And who was going to say that she arrived in 1960, in 1924, she was going to be the face of a coin. Celia was about bringing people together. Celia, everybody knows that came from Cuba, but she belongs to everybody, to Nicaraguans, to Chilenos, to Españoles. Celia was about Latin America. She was about bringing people together only with her music. I was honored to manage her last years of her assistance here. And Celia, when I started managing her, she was an icon already. I had the great honor of working at a label called RMM Records under the management of Ral Mercado. Also, rest in peace. I know the family is here somewhere. And because of Ralph gave me the opportunity to start working closely with Celia, that's how I started managing her. And let me tell you, Celia was an artist. No artists like to be told what to do. None of them. But you will tell Celia, let's do, for example, when we did La Negra Tiene Tumbao, it was a very hip number. The video was kind of, for the time, it was out of place. There was a beautiful lady walking in the streets of Mexico with not too much clothes on it, and she was, oh my God, Omer, how can I do this? And I finally convinced her, and she was so ahead of her times that that's what 20 years after her passing, or 21, we're still remembering her, we're still loving her. You see this here, that is the essence of Celia.
Okay. Gloria. You're up, Mama. I'm getting glasses on. I want to get this question right. Okay. You, as I mentioned before, you're one of the most sought-after storytellers in Hollywood. Can you share how Celia has influenced your life and your storytelling, and also what it meant to you to be able to include her music on One Day at a Time?
Yes. Well, she was more than an icon. I think that she was the spirit of
what we could all be. And I think I'm the daughter of Cuban immigrants, like you said, and to come here and to watch the media and television and music and not see a lot of us still. I mean, we're almost 20% of this country, Latinos, and we are 5% of what we see in media, in music, in entertainment. So she was a storyteller. She used the power of her voice to make us feel at home. And in growing up, I mean, it was my mom, my tia, Celia. And those are the voices, right? And so to have these powerful women take up space, be loud, be colorful, maquillaje, tacones, the whole thing was like, yes, I need to show up in that same way. I need to tell our stories because no one defined her. And they're constantly trying to define us. So we need to be in charge of that story. And I think she helped to empower me to say, oh, if everyone can love Celia's music, everyone can love our stories. Right. Everyone can hear who we are from us with pride, with passion, with fire, with azúcar. And that's what we have to do. And the biggest influence, I would say, is her joy. I think also in a time where when we do see ourselves, it's trauma. Oh my God, all I knew in my house was the spirit of Celia's music. The joy, the fun, the spirit of happiness, of resilience. And so that really fires my work. I want to celebrate, and I think she was all about that.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much. And everyone's been saying azúcar, but I'm going to say gozar. Hay que gozar la vida, just like Celia did. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Please welcome the Superintendent of CUNY and Urban Assembly High Schools, Mr. Fred Walsh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Buenas tardes a todos. I got my quarter. I'm so psyched. Never spending this. Hello, everyone. My name's Fred Walsh. I am indeed the proud superintendent of Celia Cruz High School of Music, located right down the street. It's an unbelievable privilege to share this stage with so much talent today. Celia, you must be looking down and feeling unbelievable pride, as you should. Your legacy lives and breathes at this high school. I want to recognize the fact that we're doing a field trip today. Celia Cruz, make some noise. They're all up there. I want to just acknowledge the partnership that Celia Cruz High School of Music has with Lehman College and how important it is. Dr. Delgado, I don't know if you're still here, but I just want to say thank you for providing them performance space in this school. It just means the world. It's so important that kids get to perform in professional venues, and so thank you for your partnership. I also really want to acknowledge Celia Cruz's acting principal, Vern Ram, assistant principal, David Fink, and every single Celia Cruz faculty and staff member. You are amazing. Amazing. I have 43 high schools across 4 boroughs of New York City, and that job is hard. And we have high moments and low moments, and I think every single one of my highest high moments has been with this school right here, listening to you all. So it's actually my privilege and honor to introduce the next person to speak, Deputy Chancellor and incoming Chancellor Melissa Aviles Ramos. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Walsh. Buenas tardes. Qué privilegio y honor. Estamos aquí celebrando la vida de nuestra reina, Celia Cruz. ¡Huepa y azúcar! President Delgado, Commissioner Combo, our Bronx Borough President who never forgets the Latino community, Vanessa Gibson, the America Women Quarters Program in the National Women's History Museum, and the many renowned leaders, artists, scholars. I got to see Whoopi Goldberg, y'all. I can't wait to tell my mom about that. I know we've already talked about the amazing students we have here, but if you didn't know, you found out today. New York City public school students never let us down. One more time for Celia Cruz High School. Principal Ram, you and your team, you lead an incredible school. Your students are artists, they are leaders, and they are our future. And to these students, I feel like a proud mom. I know I don't know you and you think I'm crazy, but I am so proud to be your Deputy Chancellor and incoming Chancellor. You keep going. You are what Celia wanted for us. Celia lives on. It's amazing. You are young people, and her music, her legacy is living on in you, and we are so proud of you. So without further ado, I am here to introduce the big band producing Guantanamero!
Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera. Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma. Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma. Y antes de morir me quiero echar mis besos de alma. Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera. Cultivo una rosa blanca en junio como en enero. Cultivo una rosa blanca en junio como en enero. Va el amigo sincero, me da su mano franca. Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera. Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera. Ver besos de un bere claro y de un carmín encendido. Ver besos de un bere claro y de un carmín encendido. El beso es un ciervo herido que busca en el monte amparo. Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guaira, Guantanamera.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Celia Cruz's niece, Linda Pritchett.
I really thought I can do this without crying. I really did. These children, the reason I'm crying for two reasons. These children, what they have done is so beautiful. And sitting here, every time you hear Celia Cruz, they are Celia Cruz. So that has touched me so much. And the second reason is because we miss her so much. This is so beautiful. This is such an honor. And let me introduce myself. My name is Councilwoman Linda Pritchett. I serve in the great city of South Fulton in Georgia, but I was raised here in a small, beautiful house filled of love in Queens, in Cambria Heights, Queens. And I lived and grew up and was raised by Celia Cruz. And we called her Tia. And so Tia, she was an immigrant who left her country pursuing her profession. She went to Mexico, and my grandmother became ill and she was about to die, and she wanted to go back home. And the Cuban government said no. And when I was backstage and I heard Gina Torres and Whoopi Goldberg, they were talking about this. And they were talking about it like they were my cousins, like they were there, like they knew intimately what my family suffered, what my aunt suffered. And what she suffered was she had to leave her country that she loved. And she came here and she chose this, the United States, to be her home. And that was the greatest decision that she made for my family. After that, she brought my mother, Gladys Jimenez Becker, to this country because she did not want my mother to be stuck somewhere that she did not have an opportunity to grow and to raise her family. So I am very proud to be first-generation Cuban American. And I thank you. And why this is such a distinct and profound honor for my family is because Celia Cruz was also American. I was at the house in 1976, the day that she became naturalized. And I remember her coming home and screaming, "Americana!" She did, because she was so proud that the country received her, that she no longer had to wonder as an immigrant where she would lay to rest, where she can call home. And so when I was running for office, I ran for office for 10 years. And I tell you that being Cuban is not an easy thing. Sometimes people don't recognize us. They think that we're something else, or they don't realize that we have many shades and we have many races. And so when I was running for office, one of the state senators, a good friend of mine, when I run, I say, "I'm Hispanic." And he said, "Why would you want to do that?" My city is actually, the city of South Fulton is the blackest city in America. Google that. But he said, they don't want to hear that. They just want to know that you're black. And so I had to remember that my aunt, in the 60-year career that she had in music, she always carried her culture and her heritage. Now, 60 years is a long time to listen to somebody's songs, but it never grew old. It never wore out. To this day, she has been gone for 21 years. And when she died, and I was with her when she died, I thought, I have to come to grips with this, and I have to understand that it's over. The whole thing, it's finished, se acabó. But when Celia would sing, my favorite song was Bemba Colorada. And at the end, she would say, you know, to remember her. And she would say, yo quiero que se acuerden que yo me llamo Celia Cruz. Celia Cruz. Yeah. And so she wanted to be remembered. And I promise you that I believe she never would have thought that she would have gotten this popular and this famous, but this coin has made her a part of United States history that will always be remembered. So last week in my city, we had a gala where we had some commemorative items of hers, things, gowns that she wore, pictures of her that were given to me by the Celia Cruz Foundation. And one of my constituents had this made for me. This is the quarter that I wear. And so what this means to me and means to all of us is that we can be proud to be Cuban. We can be proud to be Latino. We can be proud to be Hispanos because we are American, but we also have a heritage that we will celebrate. And I will tell you, I thought I buried her 21 years ago, but it is because of all of you and Omar Padillo that you have kept her alive. So Celia Cruz, forever. Thank you.
Please welcome back to the stage, Ventris C. Gibson.
They told me just to speak for 24 minutes. No? Okay, we're nearly at the end of today's ceremony, and I'm excited to share that we brought a little something for you. As you leave the room today, we have provided each of you with a coin board. And yes, Celia Cruz quarter. Thank you. So we come to my favorite part, which is a traditional coin pour. So I'm going to ask if the following persons will join me here. And that would be, first and foremost, her niece, Linda Pritchett. Omer Pardeo and Susan Whiting, along with Ruthie Sanchez La Vieira, who was her personal stylist for over 25 years. We invite them in the coin pour. It's traditional. It's 2,000 Celia Cruz quarters, complemented by the several thousand we'll give you. If you're wondering how much money that is, I'm going to defer to the students. I happen to know, but it's not fair. But anyway, not to put you on the spot, it's equivalent to $1,000. So if you beg for everybody's quarter, so thank you very much. Her quarters will be in circulation for upwards to 35 years. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming. I encourage you to buy these coins. I encourage you to visit womenshistory.org to learn about more women's stories, know their names, know their stories. And before we end today, and before you get your new Celia Cruz coin, I'd like to welcome back 4 trained vocals and the Celia Cruz Bronx High School of Music Big Band and thank them. We have one more performance. Thank you all so much for coming, and thank you so much, especially to Lehman College and to the Celia Cruz Bronx High School of Music team.
Esa negrita que va caminando, esa negrita tiene su tumbao y cuando la gente la va mirando ella baila del agua, anda bien apretado, apretado, apretado.
¡Viva Cuba!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Get home safe and have a great evening.